This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 378 of the Stable Scoop Radio Show, the Holiday Radiothon Preview. Please support our sponsors as they make this show possible.
Our sponsors this week are WeatherBeeta and HorseLovers.com. Well, this week we have the Holiday Radiothon Preview. We have a special guest with us from WeatherBeeta. Also, we have one of the Team WeatherBeeta riders. And, of course, she is well known as a four-star rider here in the United States for the event team. Allison Springer will be with us to talk a little bit about her horses, the products that she loves, and a little bit about her holiday memories. Plus, she'd be happy I promoted her. Coach Jen will be with us today, and she's got a product review, the Dublin Venture boots. She's been testing them out. She's going to let us know what she thinks about those. And we have a preview of the Radiothon, all coming up on today's show.
Welcome to the Stable Scoop, with weekly shows delivered right to you. With Helena and Glenn the Geek, live from the stable, it's every week. They'll bring you the news through hail or high water, while using their tails as their own fly swatters. So sit on down and laugh till you poop, cause it's time again for Stable Scoop. Stable Scoop. Stable Scoop. Stable Scoop.
This is Glenn the Geek.
And this is Helena B., and you're listening to the Stable Scoop Radio Show on the Horse Radio Network.
Well, howdy, Helena.
Howdy, Glenn. I'm so excited for this preview show because I'm so excited for the Radiothon.
I know, me too. It's been a lot of work getting it together, and it's a lot more work coming up, but all of that pays off when you actually get to do it. And
we don't have to go anywhere. Like, I can enjoy the holidays from my chair.
That's true. And no trip and travel involved, which always makes it a little easier for us.
I can have a little cocktail. It's 12 hours. Things could get kind of hairy.
And I have made an edict, by the way. You know how the president does executive orders? Well, I have issued an executive order from my desk that allows everybody to start with eggnogs at 9 a.m. So, on that day, you're allowed to start drinking, and if you don't like eggnog, whatever your alcohol of choice is.
It is a Monday,
That's
so
right.
I don't, although it's
a lot
the
of
Monday,
people will have off.
It's Cyber Monday. Why would they have off?
Well, a lot of people take long weekends for Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah. Well, even if you are working in an office and you're at your desk, you're going to be shopping online anyway because the Cyber Monday
those
deals.
Little fox hunting flasks are for. See?
I have one.
Yes, I know you do. We saw the coolest fox hunting flask when we were out in California, and we were in Solvang, and they had the coolest fox hunting flasks, but they weren't practical. But they were really cool, and we thought of you. The only alcoholic we know. So we had. We thought of you.
You just stop that right now.
But we didn't get you one because we didn't want to encourage it. We didn't want to be an enabler. So
thank you very much.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate your concern.
We have, and I'm sure she's so proud to be here right now. We have Stacy with us from WeatherBeeta. She's going to join us for the whole show, and we're going to tell you why. Hi, Stacy.
Hi, Stacy.
Hi, how are you?
Good. It's so good to have you on board. Stacy and I, we've known each other for a very long time. And
Yep.
And we are.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. We are so excited to have WeatherBeeta as the title sponsor of the first annual HRN Holiday Radiothon, brought to you by WeatherBeeta. Coming up on November the 30th, it's going to be. I don't know anybody that's done this before. It's a 12 hours live on Cyber Monday, and
you guys are crazy.
I know.
Crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
Dr. Wendy's coming up to the studio here in Ocala, and we're going to kind of MC the thing the whole day. But we have over 20 hosts from the Horse Radio Network joining us all day long. By the way,
wow.
Isn't that amazing that I was able to say over 20 hosts from the Horse Radio Network?
I saw the press release, and I was a little stunned by it myself.
True.
What happened? There used to be 3 of us.
I know. There used to be 2 of us. What are you talking about? You and I. So we're very excited that WeatherBeeta has come on board and is really funding the whole day so that this can happen for everybody's benefit. We are expecting over 60 scheduled guests and about 100 to 120 calls that day. So it's very exciting. We cannot announce yet the big guest that Jennifer has booked. We are actually recording that tomorrow because he could not be available that day. And for this particular guest, we would record it at midnight if he wanted it. So we have, and there's a big competition now, Helena, between the hosts who can get the biggest celebrity guests. So there's a lot going on. I will tell you that right now that we get, on the Stable Scoop Hour, we get Templeton Thompson. She will be stopping by in person on our hour.
Oh, wonderful.
And Templeton's doing a special thing for the Radiothon. So, and of course, we'll be playing a lot of her music that day.
And my favorite holiday song by Templeton Thompson.
Exactly. And who doesn't like having, Templeton just cheers up the room when she shows up.
I know, she does. She's got great energy.
So she'll be stopping by. And a lot of other people. Now, I have to take a look. If you go to stablescoop.com or horseradionetwork.com and click on the Radiothon banner in the middle of the page, which was made by Helena B.
Sparkle and Boom. Yeah,
that's right.
Yep.
Helena B designed those. She's designed all the artwork for the Radiothon. I'm looking here. You have the noon hour. So from noon to 1 o'clock Eastern, Helena will be stopping by and hanging out. So we're encouraging y'all to call. We would love to hear from listeners during the Stable Scoop Hour. And also we'll talk more about the way you can contribute ahead of time to be eligible for prizes as well. But WeatherBeeta, you guys, Helena and I both were in the tack business before, Stacy, and we go back to the beginning of when the day WeatherBeeta arrived here on the shores of the United States in their boat.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That's been a while.
That's right. It has been a long time. So
we've come a long way since those days, too.
You have, and, the products have done nothing but improve. And there's a ton more of them now, and so many different, this is not just WeatherBeeta blankets we're talking about. It's all your product lines, right?
Yeah, we're adding to it. We're expanding our brands. We have WeatherBeeta blankets, of course, Dublin clothing and footwear. We have Collegiate. We have Bates. We have Wintech, Kincaid, Roma, Core Steel. I'm sure I'm forgetting one or two, but we've got just about everything out there.
And I think I have every one of those brands in my barn.
Yeah, exactly. We do too.
including an amazing Bates saddle, which I mean, even if I'd never heard of WeatherBeeta, I love my Bates saddle.
Oh, that's great to hear. They're super nice saddles.
And you ask Glenn, I've been saddle shopping for what, Glenn, 17 and a half years?
She just never stopped. I was getting so sick of hearing about her saddle shopping.
Yeah, so
it's an addiction.
I have to say, it was an unwanted addiction, but I finally had this beautiful, wonderful, soft landing in a Bates saddle. So keep it on.
Fabulous. Glad to hear it.
Jennifer, my wife, rides in, she has 2-3 different Wintechs out there, Western and English. And here in Florida, you cannot keep leather tack outside. Like if you have a tack room out in the barn, unless it's air conditioned, you can't keep your tack outside because it molds instantly. So overnight, it'll be green. And that's why I use synthetic harness. She uses synthetic saddles, synthetic bridles. Everything is synthetic. If you have anything leather, it's going to mold. So you have to keep it inside. So that's why the Wintechs have been so nice down here in Florida. And I think this is her third or fourth Wintech she's been through.
Wow.
Because every time you guys upgraded, she upgraded.
That's the beauty of them is they're so easy to care for. They're so lightweight. The horses love them. It's just it's a great
the changeable
brand.
gullet system, which is perfect.
Yep, and the care panels and
which you do with your baits, right, Helena? You can do with your baits. Yeah.
Yep. I have the Caprilli Close Contact, and I've had saddle fitters come out and my equine chiropractor. He's like, we do a saddle fit check every time he comes out, and he's like, "What's this saddle again?" Wow, it's a really nice saddle. And I'm like, yeah, it's a Bates. Get one for yourself. But it's
and a lot of people forget. a lot of people forget about the riser system that's in it too. They have saddle pads and they spend a ton of money on these pads, and you put the risers in, and actually the current Bates and Wintec saddles, you open them when you open them up to like you would change a gullet. There's actually Velcro pouches in there, and you can add and remove the riser pads really simply, and change them immediately when your horse changes. If he gains a little weight, loses a little weight, gets fitter, or just, you have a young horse who's changing, they're perfect for that because you can just do it yourself, actually.
I think that's probably one of the greatest changes in the company, or I don't know necessarily it's a change, but the evolution of the company in making truly comfortable fitting tack for horses accessible to all horse owners. Previously that level of comfort and fit perfection was reserved for only the biggest budgets, but you've really brought that level of thoughtfulness and
never
comfort.
included Helene and I, by the way, those big budgets.
No. So it's really that's probably one thing that I most appreciate about the Weather Beater line of products is you've brought a true quality and value down to the middle group, the group, the center of that bell curve.
Well, we strive to keep the horse's comfort in mind very first, and also the riders, and I think we do that quite well with a lot of our products. We're always evolving and adding new features to make them easier to use, more comfortable for everyone. It's always exciting to see those changes come through.
Well, we're going to talk a lot more about Weather Beater and the Radiothon and everything that involves, but we have to get to our guest. She's waiting for us, and she's a very busy woman. I'm not sure why, but maybe it's because she's one of the tops in the eventing world here in the United States, and we're going to get her on right now. Her name is Allison Springer. She's been here on this show and on several other shows before, and, of course, she holds the president of the Professional Riders Organization position as well, and she's a team Weather Beater player. So let's talk to Allison Springer. Well, hi, Allison. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So good to talk to you again. Of course, Allison is an eventer. She's been on probably every one of our shows over the years, and Allison is also the president of the Professional Riders Organization of Eventers here in the United States, and they are the ones that do the eventing radio show here on the Horse Radio Network. So it's so good to have you on board. And you're also part of Team Weather Beater, which means you are a sponsored rider. You use their products, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that a little later on. Allison is probably best known in recent years for her horse, Arthur. You've put on a lot of miles with Arthur, almost endurance rider miles.
Yeah, that's probably correct.
And it felt like you were climbing mountains in an endurance race at times, didn't it?
Yeah, for sure. He's going to be 17 next year. Can you believe that? And,
really?
Yeah, I've had him. Yeah, had him since he was 5, and my vet's out here this afternoon and had a look at all the horses, and he looks real good. So, we'll see what the spring holds. It'll definitely be Rolex, but perhaps badminton, because I haven't been, and certainly he's most fun to do a 4-star on, and I feel really safe and confident doing that on that horse, and so that might be a good first try for badminton. So we'll see what the spring holds, but he's looking great.
What's interesting, though, when I've seen all the news reports about you this year from Eventing Nation and things, we haven't seen as much about Arthur because you have so many youngsters coming up and you have so many in the 1, 2, 3-star range. And is it Cascani?
Cascani. Yep, Cascani.
A Holsteiner.
He's a new horse. Yep. He's a new horse in March. He has a lot of thoroughbred blood. And he completed this season. He was 5th in the 2-star at Fair Hill. Been a really exciting new horse to have. I feel really blessed right now. After the 2012 summer in England, where we were, shortlisted and a reserve for the Olympic team, Arthur and I spent a lot of time thinking after that long summer. I mean, he had a great result at Burley. He was 6th that fall, and second at Kentucky in the spring. But I spent, I had a lot of time with just one horse that whole summer, watching, the best people in the world compete and what they were doing. And I certainly feel like I am, I'm a good rider. I'm a good competitor. I'm a great horse trainer. What I lacked was the right sort of horses. I've done a lot with just a couple of horses, but truly, if you're going to make it to the top and be a team rider, you sort of need to always be identifying nice horses and producing them and bringing them along. And so after that summer, I really set out to do that. And now it's neat to see that plan that I had set forth is really coming to fruition. Now I have, recently I was, Athlone Anto. I call him Anthony. I got him about a year and a half ago and brought him up the levels, and he just was fifth at the CCI 3-star in Galway. So that's nice. He's a new advanced horse. And then Mr. Sydney Rocks came on a year ago. And then there's some really neat young horses as well. I have a nice 7-year-old, Lord Willing, who's new to the barn, and he's fun. And then my business Ben, who's a wonderful thoroughbred, a 5-year-old, and Fairvoy. So it's a good, really neat group of horses going into next year. I feel really blessed about it.
With so many horses in your barn, how do you structure your training program? And they're obviously, they have different personalities. They're at different levels, and you have different goals with each of them. Do you have sort of a one-size-fits-all method of getting them on your program, and then do you tweak it for their different personalities and strengths? What does a day in your life look like when it comes to working with each of these personalities underneath you?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think variety for every horse is incredibly important. One of the young horses I have, Fairvoy, she's a 5-year-old Dutch mare, very, very nice mare. She came from a dressage barn, and she was actually pretty sour when she came to us. She was a really good jumper, good mover, and all that. And her personality and her attitude towards Lark is just like blossom. She's really fun to work with now because she so enjoys variety. I'm lucky that I'm in Northern Virginia. I'm in Orange County Hunt Country here in the Plains, Virginia, and all of my horses they hack out every day.
You just made Helena drool. She's a fox hunter, so you just made her drool.
Yeah.
We're pretty lucky. So my horses get to hack out a ton. Like yesterday, Arthur and Mr. Sydney Rocks and two of our little Connemara ponies that I always have a great troop of Connemara ponies in training. And, we went on a long hour trail ride and trot just through the country. So that happens for all the horses a couple times a week.
That's got to be good for you too.
It is. I love it. At the end of the day, I grew up fox hunting and pony clubbing myself and eventing and all that in Illinois. And that's my love. I love being on horseback in the country riding, and that's probably why I'm an eventer, because I love cross country and I love fox hunting, and I love enjoying the beautiful land here. So that's important. It's good for horses' soundness, their fitness. Really long walk hacks every day, and they do trot sets as well. But they do flat. We're always doing some sort of training of the horse, which essentially what dressage is. So even when you're out hacking through the country, the horse's ability to move up to a gate so you can, and stand quietly next to the gate and maneuver them there and be patient and be able to open and close the gate from horseback, that's actually really good dressage too. That's kind of what, that's important stuff. So essentially the horses are all, the theory of training horses is the same for every horse, no matter what discipline, no matter what level of riding or what level of, competition you do on a horse. The theory of training horses is actually all the same. I always sound kind of like a natural horsemanship guy when I talk about it. But what those guys do, you're talking about dressage. It's just training the horse. So I think that's important. When I teach clinics, I do a lot of teaching throughout the country. I'm teaching people about how to train their horses better, how to have a better balanced, correct, soft position so there's not a lot of extra noise going on, and how to feel your horse and how to train it better, because horses are fun in any discipline to ride when you think you can communicate well from them. It's fun to gallop across the field if you're pretty certain you're going to be able to slow down and turn when you want to, and you're not going to get bucked off. So that's all dressage. So
it always makes it more fun when you know you're not going to get bucked off.
Yeah, it is a lot more fun. I mean, when you're nervous riding, it's usually because you don't feel you've got good communication, or you don't think your horse is going to respond to you. So that's all the training. So, my horse is probably, it is kind of in, the fitness level. Obviously, my upper level horses will, as they get closer to the 3-day, they'll be doing the fitness part of their program is a little more intense than what the low level horses would be doing. But those low level horses still are out doing trot sets and some cantering in the terrain and whatnot, because that's important for them to be slowly building up that base over time. We do flat work and jumping, but the theory is the same. The approach to training is all the same, but every horse is an individual. So when we're training a horse, the pressure that you put on is, different for my, the 5-year-old American thoroughbred is a little bit different than the 5-year-old Dutch mare, right? She can deal with pressure, and he deals with pressure too, but he's a much lighter, sensitive ride. So it's fun.
Do you keep track of all of this in your head, or do you keep journals every day when you're doing it?
We have a journal. We have a journal, and I don't have a set thing like every Tuesday we're going to do this, or every Wednesday we're going to, because some days, like this week, Wednesday was the most beautiful sunny day, so that was the day we went out and really trail rode and did some trot sets and all that. Because we were stuck in indoor, Monday, and we still did a big, 15-minute walk loop in the rain, but you're going to end up, when it's cold and wet, you're going to end up in an indoor. But we do. It's important when you have a barn full of horses. We have a calendar, a book here, and the girls will, if there's anything, when the horses, most of my horses I try to turn out overnight. We have some horses that go out during the day, but in the morning, all the horses' feet are picked and the legs are looked at and the eyes are looked at. If there's anything a little different, we note it in the calendar. If we have a horse that has had something interesting behavioral-wise, we note it in the calendar. When the farrier, not every horse is on exactly the same shoeing schedule, and
no, because that would be too easy.
Right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be? But you want to note every little thing, because things add up. Generally, a horse generally just doesn't go out and bow a tendon or do some big injury. There's generally something little that you really try not to miss. There's you really want to have good communication with, your vets, your farriers, and the people in the barn. For, the people out there that are, boarding their horses and only get to go and see them after work and ride. You want to have a good relationship with whoever it is, or kind of know who's bringing the horses in the morning or turning them out. It's like, hey, do you mind just noting for me if you see anything different? So a lot of times things get missed when people aren't looking for them. It's just the subtle things you want to keep an eye on. So, yeah, we do keep a journal, and, and you have to be a really thoughtful, ground gets hard everywhere in this country. So, even if it's in my schedule for a horse to gallop on a Thursday, if I know it's going to rain Friday and the ground's been hard, I'm going to wait to canter on a Saturday, because that's just going to be better for my horse's soundness and whatnot. You have to be able to be a little bit fluid with your schedule, but make sure everything that your horse is always on the path.
Well, one of the reasons that we wanted to have you on is you are part of Team Weatherbeat. You were talking about taking care of your horses, and this all ties in.
Yeah.
And you were promoting the Radiothon that's coming up, so I want to ask you a little bit about the holidays for you. But first, let's talk about Team Weatherbeat. What products from Weatherbeat do you use?
Well, I am absolutely love their freestyle line of blankets, the turnout blankets. I really don't think there's a better blanket out there. They have these, like, a really neat padding on the inside of the blanket where the withers go. I don't have all my horses in the weather beater blankets, they don't get any of those rubs in the middle,
that we all
in the
see,
middle of their neck or that you see. They fit the horses so beautifully, and
you have some
blankets.
Dutch horses. They aren't always easy to fit in anything. So
yeah. Well, they do have a great range of sizes, but I think that it was so thoughtful, the padding that they have in the blankets. I mean, they're durable. The blankets are durable and they're waterproof and all that. But that freestyle line, I think, is by far the best set of blankets out there.
Stacy's not going to argue with that, is she? You're not going to argue with that, are you, Stacy?
No, I mean, not at all. I've used a ton of different blankets, and I was so excited to we've had such great success with it. I mean, they're so good for the horses, durable, and I've got Cascani, we call him Andy in the barn. He now gets to go out with Liam, the new horse. They're little pasture buddies, and they're kind of two. They play. I mean, not hard in any way that you're worried about, but they bite at each other and they play around. They're really cute. They're good friends, and the blankets are holding up, which is good. So they've been really durable. They're waterproof. But for me, I think, I really both actually. Liam and Cascandi came from, I'm not going to name any names, I'm sure I'm anywhere, but they came from the same place. They both had bald spots on their manes when they came.
Common problem.
Yeah, common problem. So more so Andy, because I got him in March. So that was a heavy blanketing time. So more so Andy. But.
Especially last year, yeah.
I can attest to the durability. The when you got those pasture buddies out there, they play tushy tag. And there's always I've had other blankets in there. There's always a hole. There's always a bite mark right around the rump.
Yeah.
And but the weather I can see little indentations in my weather beater, but there's been no rips. So this is 3 years in the running. So you're like, all right, they can withstand tushy tag. I'll get another one.
And they also have the padding right where the buckles come together in front of the chest. It's like the same. It's I don't know. I mean, Stacey, I guess you could probably explain it better, but it seems to me it's like some sort of foam padding, and then it's a nice smooth fabric over it. Like all the places where a horse would generally get rubbed from a blanket, they just do not get it in these blankets. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's our comfort cuff. It's got fleece on the inside, and it helps with the warmth as well as protecting them from rubs as well. And it's a great feature on the blankets that people really like.
For sure. And the heaviest blanket, the really heavyweight ones that we have with the neck, like the full neck, it's like there's a little turtleneck, like a fleece turtleneck that sort of clips. So it's like you have a tighter seal. When you have a long neck blanket, it's usually like a big open gap where the air and everything still comes in. There's like this fleece little turtlenecky thing that is part of the blanket that has just fits snugly, behind the horse's head and around their neck. It's not anything too tight, but they're just so comfortable and warm in the blankets. It's pretty great.
Yeah, and the snug fits in the last year or so, we've made them so you can zip them out too and wash them or replace them if need be.
Oh, that's super. I really also like, we have just your fleece coolers. We have them with the neck and also without the neck. Those are so handy. We use them obviously after bathing and whatnot, or after we get off a horse, but they're really great for traveling. Because when we ship the horses down to, down south, it's cold outside, but you actually don't. It gets kind of warm in the trailer with a bunch of horses in there, but you don't want them to catch a chill either. So those fleece blankets are the perfect weight and circulation. That's actually what Anthony Anto flew out to California a couple weeks ago to compete at Galway. So on the plane, he wore that fleece. It's just a perfect weight. It's a good fleece. Cooler is great for traveling.
Terrific. Well, we are, Weather Beta is the title sponsor for our Radiothon coming up on November 30th, and the Radiothon is nothing but a big Christmas party for 12 hours. And we're asking everybody what are their favorite holiday memories, and we thought since this was a preview show, do you have a favorite holiday horsey memory? Christmas time?
Favorite holiday horsey memory? Well, horses are such a big part of my life, and they've been, just my childhood. I'm from Barrington, Illinois, and we had a little 3-stall barn in our backyard. So as a kid, that was what I did. Play with the neighborhood friends, with our ponies. But this is sort of a vivid memory. It's not too holiday-ish. It was right around Christmas time, but my good friend Britta and I were, we used to, this is so dangerous. I do not encourage anyone to do this, but my mom did not know we were doing this till it went wrong, but we tied the plastic sled behind my pony. And, so Britta was in the sled and I was on the pony galloping around the field, giving her a ride. And I'm sure I'm such a daredevil. I was going too fast. So Britta fell off the sled. And then, of course, the sled caught a little wind and got lifted in the air and went right near my pony, which spooked her. So I got chucked. I got chucked into the snow, and I was wearing moon boots, and I think my moon boots stayed with the pony. So I was like 1 foot barefoot, and the pony's like, running, doing loops around the house with the sled behind her. So we got in a lot of trouble because it wasn't the smartest thing, but that did happen around Christmas. That was on Christmas break, so that's the holiday. But my ponies were so, I'm sure that's probably not anything I should be sharing too much, but we just,
I think every horse girl kid has done that. I mean,
well, bad decisions make the best stories.
That's true, yeah.
Totally. Totally. But we just had, I was got stockings for my pony, and did that. And it's just, I love, horses are so, such a big part of my life. So I couldn't imagine a holiday without them. So,
Well, thank you, Allison. Of course, your website, AllisonSpringer.com.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Very good. AllisonSpringer.com. People can find more information over there. If you want to own one of Allison's horses, you can do that as part of a syndicate, too. So
that is true. Absolutely. We definitely, the new horse, Liam, Lord Willing, and Business Dan are definitely have spots for syndication there.
Well, that's the good kind of syndicate.
Nice Christmas. That would be a nice Christmas present.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. They're both, I'm really excited I'm excited for now just because I so look forward to riding them and training them every day because I so enjoy the day-to-day work. And it's just so fun then to get to, when you go to competition and get to just display like your partnership and what you've been working on. And I think that's why it's such a great fall season with all these horses. Because it is, I just really enjoy riding and training them, and it's a good partnership with them all. So it's been a pretty fun year. Looking forward to next year too.
Thank you, Allison.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Well, thanks to Allison for joining us today. That was a lot of fun. And thank you, Stacy, for helping us get that set up. Well, one of the other sponsors we have, big sponsors we have for the Radiothon is HorseLovers.com, who sells most of the Weather Beta products, by the way. But HorseLovers.com, also related to Equestrian Collections Now, sister companies. And they are sponsoring the voicemail section. We're going to play voicemails all day long. Every hour we'll play a package of voicemails. So this is how you can qualify to win one of the over $2,500 in prizes now that we have for the day. There's a ton of prizes. And we have a grand prize at the end of the day that Stacy's probably going to be adding to now that we just talked today. We're talking almost $800, maybe $900 worth of grand prizes at the end of the day we're going to be giving away. And the way you qualify is one of two ways. Submit a creative holiday voicemail ahead of time that we can play during the show or call us live that day. Either way will get you in the running for one of the terrific prizes. And what we're looking for with the voicemails or a sound file you record on your phone, either way, is something creative. Maybe you're singing a holiday song, maybe you write a poem, something like that. And if it involves the Horse Radio Network and your favorite host, that's even better because we're picking the winners. So you might want to take that into consideration. But we're just looking for fun things, and I can give you an example of ones that we did in past years. Do you want to hear it? Maybe give people ideas?
Yes.
Well, one of them was submitted by a very popular celebrity now in the TV world, Lisa Kelly, Ice Road Trucker Lisa Kelly, who is the only female on that show and is very popular. She pulled her truck over because she's a listener to our shows, and she pulled her truck over on the ice roads one day. She was like at the very tip top, that place they go at the end of the ice road. And she said, I pulled over because I thought of this, and I wrote it down while she was driving on the frickin' ice road. She was writing this down. So Lisa's she's crazy is what she is. So here is what she did for us for, I think, last year. It takes a second to start.
Good morning, Horses in the Morning. This is Lisa Kelly, and I wanted to wish everyone a Merry Christmas with a little poem I made up. Was the night before Christmas when all through the house all the critters were stirring, even my spouse. My hubby has back pain, a herniated disc that causes him to kick with a lot of frisk. The kitties are nocturnal and currently engaged in a fight, screeching and howling over a dead Christmas sprite. The horses are kicking the feed dish, proclaiming they'll eat whenever they wish. The dog lifts her head and opens an eye as I grab my things and wave goodbye. I'm off to work, you see, because I promised to work this Christmas Eve. As I started my semi and climbed inside, skipping Christmas one more year, I justified. I banged to a load and started my haul, a little more money to finish the stall. Only one more year, I promised my honey. You know how badly we need the money. But I had said this year after year, and I knew I was lying, and so did my dear. Because bills keep coming and things which to spend, I knew the cycle would never really end. We always think just a little bit more, and that soon becomes our eternal war. So while I'm sitting on the road alone, remember that who you've left at home. Don't do as I do as I say, and have yourself a Merry Christmas Day. Merry Christmas, guys, from the road.
I felt so sad for her, though, after she wrote
Great.
that. After she wrote that, I felt so sad. I wanted to hug her. Here is one that Robin sent in, and Stacy, you're going to be happy to hear this because a lot of the entries we've gotten in years past have involved our sponsors, like this.
Hello to everyone listening to the best podcast ever. This year, I thought I would torture you with a revamp of the 12 Days of Christmas. But don't worry, I'll only sing the last verse. On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 12 pounds of Redmond rock, 11 tubs of Nalox, 10 zombie donkeys, 9 jars of Dr. Roses, 8 containers of Biotic 8, 7 pads from Fleece Works, 6 doll nameplates from Easy Signs, 5 elements for animals, 4 back on track wraps of 3 pack of Flexin' forks, and 2 Uncle Jimmy's hanging balls. And my little pony. Merry Christmas, everyone, from the very much now.
That's my favorite.
So creative.
And, but that just goes to show you that that radio or podcast advertising, especially Horse Radio Network, works, right? I mean, she had a ton of our sponsors in there. Now, this is something, too. We also encourage you, if you just want to sing a song, that's great, and we love it. This is Mona, who speaks German, and she sang us Silent Night, but she did it in her home language.
Ooh.
Stille Nacht, heilige Nacht, alles schläft, einsam wach, nur das traute, hochheilige Paar, holt der Knabe im Lob.
Isn't that beautiful?
Wow.
נשארו.
And it went on. She sang the whole thing. But you know what that told me, Helena? Is that our audience is a hell of a lot more talented than we are.
You said that out
You
loud.
have the best listeners.
You know, we do, Stacey. I mean, this is probably the best part about the show, about the network, is that we bring everybody into it. So it's not just us spewing out things to the horse world. I really like learning about my fellow horse friends, even those I've not yet met, through it. Just the little pieces of their lives that they share with us make me feel like I'm really part of this special community. I mean, I know the horses make it special, but the people who love the horses make it extra special. So I think Radiothon, 12 hours of hearing from our friends out there is going to be probably, that's the thing I'm looking forward to the most. Little things like that get me.
I can't wait. I can't
Right?
wait for
It's
it.
gonna be a hoot.
So much fun.
And if you're not a singer, you know, like Helene and I, and you have no talent to write poetry like Ice Road Trucker Lisa Kelly, who must have a lot of time to write poetry because that you spend a lot of time behind the wheel, you can just send a message like this.
Hello, this is Doreen Rose from Long Island, wishing everybody at the Horse Radio Network a very happy holiday season.
So see, you can just keep it simple. Now, I'm not saying Doreen doesn't have any talent. I'm sorry about that, Doreen. I just didn't mean it that way.
He says that a lot, Doreen. Don't take it personally.
But you can just send a simple message, a happy holidays to your barn mates, to your friends, your family, your horses. We don't care. If you want to have your horses do it, that's even better. So just keep it simple, but you have to either send us a voicemail or a sound file. Just record it on your phone. Every phone has a recorder now, and send it in. You can find all the details. Just go to horseradionetwork.com or go to stablescoop.com. There's a big banner in the middle of the page. Click on that. All the details are on the Radiothon website. So that should be fun. We have hours for a lot of things. 2 hours of Horses in the Morning, Certified Horsemanship Association for an hour, Stable Scoop for an hour, Monty Roberts and gang are going to show up for an hour. And let me tell you, Debbie is working on some super celebrities because they know everybody. I don't know if the Queen will call in, though, but who knows? Monty knows her really well. Road to the Horse for an hour, Endurance Riders for an hour, Mary Kitzmiller for an hour, Driving, Dressage, Horse Husbands. That, by the way, 7 to 8 hour in the evening is off limits to women. That's only guys. So that's 7 to 8. And then here, Helena, ending the day, we have Leslie Wiley from Horse Nation and Jenny Autry from Eventing Nation. And they are hosting the last hour. So, by then, I guarantee you both of them will have hit the bottle, and it should be interesting. So, and I will have too, for that matter. But yes, so that's going to be fun. They're advertising it out, and they're upping the game. They're really serious about getting some creative entries, and they've got about 200,000 followers. So we'll see what happens with that. But it should be a lot of fun. And we're looking forward to all of it. We want to thank horselovers.com for sponsoring the voicemails. They have a sweepstakes going on right now. If you go to horselovers.com/sweeps, or there'll be a link on their homepage, I believe, you could win a trip to Disney World. And you'll get to do all the horsey things at Disney World, which is really cool, which Wendy and I got to do here recently. So head on over to horselovers.com. It's free and easy to sign up for the sweepstakes. You're going to want to do that. They also have a ton of prizes. The people who won last year got to go to Rolex, and they won, I mean, literally a truckload of prizes. They took a picture with them and the prizes, and the picture was about 20 feet wide. I mean, the prizes, it was crazy, the stuff they won. So head on over there, sign up for that. They have some holiday shopping specials coming up at horselovers.com. It's going to include a holiday shopping guide that you can follow that'll make it very easy. They have 45 days of Christmas deals on the daily countdown calendar, and that means that you're going to have a new deal every day. Look for that. They have their daily flash sales, which is inexpensive, cheap products every day. They're on sale. Every day this holiday, one product, 24 hours, amazing price, and it's while supplies last. So you order it, you get it done, you have a holiday gift off your list. And of course, they have lots of great brands that we all know and love, including WeatherBeeta. And you can find them all at horselovers.com. I also wanted to mention that Equestrian Collections will be on in 2 weeks with their holiday gift guide like we normally do. Helene and I love doing that show. Chris from Equestrian Collections will be joining us again this year. So a lot going on there. Thanks to Horse Lovers for their sponsorship of the Radiothon as well. Well, now we need to head over for our Tack and Habit product, and we're going to get some help from Coach Jen. So let's add her into this conversation. She's been reviewing a product, and it's one of WeatherBeeta products. She's going to let us know how she liked it, and Coach Jen is rather honest. So be prepared, Stacy. I have seen her wearing these, but I have not heard myself a report on it, so we're just going to add her in here for the Tack and Habit segment.
And up next, my favorite segment, Tack and Habit. This Tack and Habit segment is sponsored by Sparkle and Boom. You can find them online at sparkleandboom.com.
And I'll tell you what, Sparkle and Boom has been doing all of the ads and the artwork for the Radiothon, and it's really good stuff. You need to check them out. If you need any artwork done or if you need your website work done, they can do any of that, and they're really good at it. Well, today we have Coach Jen. Hey, Coach Jen. Who apparently comes with her own sound effects.
Thank you, Debbie.
Debbie Laux, Monty Roberts' daughter, when we were out there visiting, gave her this sound effects machine. And that's all I've heard for 2 weeks.
Oh, my gosh. That is total revenge. That's
We're
for
all in
years
trouble.
and years of living with you, Glenn. I love it.
It is. I
It's
mean,
awesome.
it is.
He took my sound buttons away, and now I'm getting him back.
She has this machine. She's been playing it nonstop. Every time she doesn't like something I say, she plays this one.
All right, here it is.
I want one for Christmas.
Okay, I'll get you. You have to go to Buckingham Palace to get it, though.
Yeah, Debbie bought it at Buckingham Palace of all places. So.
Okay, I'll get a ticket.
I kept the little bag it came in because it says Buckingham Palace on it.
All right, what are we reviewing today, Jennifer?
We are talking about the Dublin Venturer boots. Woohoo! I will prerequisite this review because this is my third pair of Dublin Venturer boots because I keep buying them, wearing them to death, and then getting another pair because they're my absolute favorites of all time. And
there we go. Now I'm listening. Now I'm paying attention.
Now you're paying attention. I got these the first year they came out because I wanted a pair of quick and easy slip-on paddocks to wear and fell in love with them. So every 3 or 4 years or so, I kill them because I wear them every single day and I have to get another pair. So I have good intel that these are durable, despite the fact that their retail price is only $89.99. They are very durable. They are made of what they used to call nubuck leather, but now they're calling it crazy horse leather. It's just the not shiny kind.
Okay.
Got it.
So it's like a matte finish.
It's a matte finish. They
It's
come in
not-
black and
It's not made of horses, by the way. I'm just clarifying that.
no, it's not.
I gotta tell you,
That's kind of an
this,
important
Stacy.
point.
I thought that was a bad title for that reason. By the way, it says water-resistant crazy horse leather, and I don't think I think that needs to be
That could be
reworded in the
misconstrued.
commercial. Yeah.
I will say that.
Yeah, I will certainly talk to products about that one.
Yeah.
I think we've already adjusted that.
That's good. Maybe just crazy leather and not crazy horse leather. Because, just saying. Okay, go ahead.
But anyway, they have been newly redesigned for this season, And I ordered the same size I always get. I always order mine in European sizing because I know it fits me. So I got the size 40, which for the Dublin Venturers is a 9. Fit the same as they have pre-redo. Really the biggest difference in this season's version is the toe is just the tiniest little bit less square than the previous iteration, and they are a little bit taller. The original Dublin Venturer boot just barely came up past your ankle bone. These are about 2 fingers width taller, which is nice if you're wearing half chaps because they go underneath your half chaps really smoothly that way. Like
Which
I said,
love because
because I wear half chaps all the time. That's right.
Yeah.
They've got the really nice outsole that comes up around the edges a little bit because you're going to be wearing them around in the muck and the mire and the wet grass and stuff. So they're nice and durable and less likely to leak. And they don't call them waterproof, but by golly, until I have these things just about worn through, they're waterproof. I'm sorry, even if they don't say so.
That's great to know. Great to know.
So I wear them for everyday out and about, and I also wear them for riding in. I have a pair of half chaps that are black that are the smooth leather, but they're not a real shiny finish smooth leather. And the nubuck leather or crazy horse leather that these are made of actually looks really nice with them. So they're stylish too.
And these have the elastic on the side so that they have some stretch, right?
Yeah, the elastic is on both sides. So even if you're wearing them with short socks or you don't have your jodhpurs or breeches tucked into them, they don't chafe your ankles at all. They're really easy to wear year round.
And I didn't hear Jennifer whining about blisters and
Nope.
break-in period like you do with some boots either.
Slip them on and go.
Especially the paddock boots that tend to be like reinforced around the heel. For sturdiness. I always get rubs back there.
No rubs.
So it's okay. Good. All right. On the list.
Quick and easy and smooth, and my absolute favorite everyday pair of paddocks.
Did she miss anything, Stacy?
No, we actually just brought them back. We didn't have them for about a year or two, and I know Jen approached us at one of the trade shows and was upset that we didn't have them. So, I would like to say that we brought them back just for her.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Wow. Look at the power you have, Jennifer.
I do.
Not only do you have... There you go.
Yeah. There's another one. I got to get me one of those machines.
And they are great for riding in because they do have the stabilization in the footbed, etc. So they are safe and comfortable for in the stirrup too. They're not just for zipping around in.
And you can find all of Dublin's products at dublinclothing.com is the website. I'm sure that our sponsors, horselovers.com and Equestrian Collections, both have those boots in stock too. And thank you for being so accommodating. Apparently, anybody that asks can get a product made by Dublin. No comment from Stacy on that one. So.
Yeah. We're gonna crickets.
Now, Jennifer is going to be with us on the Radiothon, too. She is going to be producing. And I have to say that when I came out with this idea and then we started discussing it and we talked to Helene about it, one of the things that Jennifer kept saying over and over and over and over and over again was you have 20 hosts scheduled for the day and 1 producer. That's me. So we did get her some help. One of our wonderful interns that have signed up, and she actually did a show now. One of our listeners, who's also now an intern, produced a show for us on Horses in the Morning. We have trained her up, and she will be filling in for 3 hours that day for Jennifer. So
20 hosts.
2 producers.
2 producers.
I think that's a better ratio than 1 producer.
Yeah,
I do.
That is better.
Hey, Stacy, what are you doing on November 30th?
Yeah, would you like to help take phone calls?
I think I'll be listening to the show and...
Yeah, not helping take phone calls. I get from that. So Stacy's not in, Jennifer. I'm sorry.
What's Gracie up to?
For the offer,
what's Gracie up to? We can put your daughter to work.
She'll be in school, learning and stuff.
Oh, okay, that thing.
Gosh.
Yeah, but this is intern. You can
Hey,
get,
we go from
credit.
9 a.m. to 9 p.m. We can fit her in somewhere.
I know. Oh, that's true. She can do it when she gets home from school.
Yeah.
Gosh. Are you kidding? She'll never let me live that down. She'll use that against me. Or she'll ask for money.
Yeah,
know.
that's right. She won't pay.
She's just getting into that
You'll have to
shopping
explain
thing.
to her what an intern is. That's free help. That's
She's
what-
too smart to do anything for free.
See,
Yeah.
that's the problem with teenagers today. It's harder to find interns. And it's probably true at Weatherbeater, too. You can't find interns like you used to because they all want paid.
Everybody wants money. Go figure.
We actually have some great interns right now, and they've just started joining us with the school year coming in, and hopefully we'll give them some good experience.
How would they like to answer calls on November 30th?
Hey, I'll ask them. I'm sure they'd be thrilled. They seem to be up for everything.
Well, Stacy, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. 2 weeks, people, November 30th. Go to stablescoop.com or horseradionetwork.com. Click on the banner in the middle of the page. Also, visit it's weatherbeta.com now, right? It used to be Weatherbeta US, or it's just weatherbeta.com, right?
It's just weatherbeta.com.
Okay. It used to be more complicated than that, but you've made it simpler now, so I appreciate that. And we'll look forward to seeing you on the 30th, too.
Yes, I can't wait to be there. It's going to be such a great day, and so many exciting people going to be on.
And if nobody calls in for the Stable Scoop Hour, can you have your employees all start calling? That'd be good.
I'll get them on the schedule.
Okay, good. That'd be
Make
great.
sure.
Yeah, that'd be great. No, we have good listeners. They'll be calling. We have confidence. And Helena, did you book Carrie Underwood yet?
Yes, I did. She's going to be at my house, so we're going to be taping from Rhode Island.
Oh, good. Wow, that's terrific.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
And right after her, I have Bruce Springsteen. And,
good. Yeah, the boss.
somewhere in there.
Yeah, get that all arranged. Yep. We'll look forward to that. All right. Thank you, everybody. Talk to you soon. You can find our app, Horse Radio Network, iOS or Android. It's free and it's easy to use. And also, you can find all of the past episodes of Stable Scoop at stablescoop.com. You can find Helena at?
You can find me at sparkleandboom.com. And I'm also on Stable Scoop, Facebook. Find us on Facebook. We're lots of things going on there. But if you want the real scoop, the inside dirty scoop, you have to become an auditor. That's where all the real fun happens.
That's correct. We've had a bunch of new auditors here, and they are really planning for their entries into the voicemails. So we'll be hearing from them. Jennifer, you can find at horsetipdaily.com, her show over there at Horse Tip Daily. Check that out. And that's it for this week, Helena.
That was a lot, but there will be more next week. Until then, happy scooping.